Hey, I'm Tony K. Welcome to Transformation School. It's time for shop class again because we've got a little modification to do. Today we're going to be looking at the Sage replacement face for the Transformers Prime first edition Voyager Optimus Prime. This replacement face is by the Dr. Wu company. They make a lot of third-party add-ons and accessories and replacement parts for for many of the Hasbro and Takara Transformers figure releases. And in this case we have got a humanoid face, cartoon accurate humanoid face for this Optimus Prime figure from the Transformers Prime cartoon series. So we are going to need a little screwdriver. And I'm going to have to take off Optimus Prime's head. There's a single screw in the back of the head, holding the face onto the back half of the head. We're going to attach this screw to a little magnet so we don't lose it. And pull the face apart. Also sandwiched in here is the translucent plastic for the glowing eyes effect. But with our nice Dr. Wu face, our eyes are painted on. Anyway, we do need this translucent piece to fill in the top of the head, because when we connect our Dr. Wu face to the back of Optimus Prime's head, here we go. There's a big gap where that translucent piece needs to be. Since we don't need this translucent plastic for the effect of the eyes, it would have been smart. It would have been who of Dr. Wu to have actually filled this whole thing in with the same plastic that the head is made out of. So we only needed these two pieces and not this clear plastic part. In a future video I'm going to do another Dr. Wu face for the Transformers Prime Wheeljack, and eventually I will get another Dr. Wu face, yet another Dr. Wu face for the Masterpiece Wheeljack figure. But today we've got the Sage. So we're going to need to remove this clear plastic part from the Hasbro face, and this gets difficult. I don't want to damage my original Hasbro face. I'm going to hold on to that for posterity. And I don't want to damage this clear plastic part either. Right now there's a groove in the bottom of the clear plastic part, right behind, right between the eyes, and I'm just slightly applying a moderate pressure to pull that out. I pulled this out once or twice before. Yours might be a little more difficult to bring out. Now before I put this into Dr. Wu's face, we're going to take a look at a couple of things. The reason we're in modification mode is because on this Sage face, I'm working on my focus here, there was not a hole drilled out for the screw, as there is in the Hasbro face. And when I'd put the Sage face with the clear plastic part and the back of the head on to the figure, without having that screw in, the head was very loose, and when one of my nephews picked up the toy and just touched the head a little bit, the face went flying across the room, and I said, "No, you cannot play with that toy right now." One option you would have is to put some super glue on here and then super glue the head together. I guess the super glue wouldn't go here. It would need to go maybe on the inside of here or the outside. Maybe the super glue could go in these grooves. But I don't want to super glue this thing. I want to use my moderate hardware Mr. Fix-It skills to drill a screw hole into this. We'll get to that in a moment. First, I want to look at these two faces side by side, if I can get the focus in. If I can get good focus here. Okay. I like to read this left to right. This came out first, this came out second. So here we've got Optimus Prime wearing his face shield, his battle mask. They also call it a mouth plate. Here we have it without. And up above, I'm bringing in screenshots from the cartoon of Optimus Prime with his battle mask on and with his humanoid face showing. And you can see that Dr. Wu did an excellent job of nailing the humanoid face from the cartoon. So now we've got our Dr. Wu face, and we need to drill the hole into the back of here. There's a little bit of a mark on mine. I don't remember if that was from when I put this drill bit to it in a little test, or if that's how it came out of the mold from Dr. Wu. So I didn't have drill bits this size on hand. I had to order a set off of Amazon. And when these came, they were not, there was a series of sizes. They were not labeled as to what size they were. So I just took each bit and I found one that fit into this screw hole on the original face. The biggest size that would fit into the hole. So when I drill the hole out of this head, it's going to be slightly smaller than the screw, but the screw will hopefully create a series of threads on the inside of this, the inside of the shaft, without cracking the shaft. I guess I can always put some super glue on it if I need to. I'm sure there'll be some stress marks on there, but for that matter, that's even only if I can get a straight, if I can get a straight drill. So that is why I borrowed this drill press from my mother. You know, someday I'll get my own drill press, maybe when I stop buying all these Transformers toys. Now, I'm going to need something to brace this face while I'm drilling into it, because I need to keep the face steady. Need to keep this post straight, and of course I don't want to damage the face while I'm doing this. So I'm going to take the Dr. Wu box that it came in. I'm popping this off. I hope I don't break any of these little tabs when I do it, because I do want to save this box. And to keep it clean, I'm going to take a little plastic wrap. And I'm just going to stuff that in there a little bit. Then I'm going to get some clay. All I've got is some old Sculpey clay. You can make a shape and then bake it and have it retain its shape. This is so old, it's much stiffer than some new Sculpey. I don't know what else might work in this. Play-Doh might be too soft, but it might work all right. Silly putty might work, might be too soft. I'm just not sure. So you're going to have to use what you think is appropriate if you're going to try this project as well. If you haven't done it already, that is. but I'm just using what I've got in the house. So I'm kneading my Sculpey to make it a little bit softer so that I can stuff it into this box. And I really want to pack it in so that it doesn't have much room to move. I'm going to get another piece of, I don't need another piece of plastic wrap, I've got extra right here. I'm going to fold this over a little bit to cover my Sculpey. And then I'm going to squish my Optimus face into it. I don't want to damage that spire at the top, but I do want to get this pushed in nice and deep so that it doesn't have any room to wiggle. I want to have my post as straight as humanly possible. Straight up and down, in line with my drill bit. That looks really good, but I see that this face can be pushed down a little bit further. When I'm drilling in, I'm not sure how much of the drilling is going to be pressure going into the post and how much is simply going to be the drill bit stripping out the plastic as it goes in. The more pressure that it puts on the face, the deeper it pushes the face into the Sculpey clay. Maybe I should just start saying clay, much easier to say than Sculpey. But I run the risk of putting the face and the post that I'm drilling into at an angle if I push down on it while drilling, unless I have Optimus's face pushed all the way to the bottom with no more room to no more room for the face to drop down into the bottom of this package, of this box. Now, let's see if I can move this camera to give you guys a better view. Alright, that view's a little bit better. Okay, focus is good right now. Hopefully that doesn't change while I'm working, because I'm not going to be able to maintain, I'm not going to be able to monitor the screen while I am doing this plastic surgery. You see that my post is at a little bit of an angle. I'll try to straighten that and hope that it stays. Okay, I'm going to give this a shot. I mentioned a moment ago that if the drill bit strips out the plastic just by simple rotation of the bit, I'll be able to finish this. But if it's the downward pressure that causes this to really grip into the plastic and drill the hole out, I'm got to push this down further. You know what? I also need to mark how deep I want this to go. It only needs to go as deep as the screw. Actually a little less deep than that because of the distance the screw passes through on the back of the head. Although if the drill even goes the entire depth of the screw, that's not bad. Let's see if you can see this. That's as far as the drill bit needs to go in. I'm going to go get some masking tape to mask off the part of the bit that should not go into the head. I'm going to cut this little tail off so that it doesn't get in the way of our filming. Easier said than done. And check my alignment one more time. Okay, the moment of truth. That seemed like it was working out very well, but because of the plastic shavings that were coming up, I was having difficulty seeing how close we were to the masking tape. So I'm going to clean this out. Let's bring this down. We're only about halfway in. So let's see if we can continue. And I think we made it all the way in. Yep. So we're gonna set the camera back up to our original spot. Okay. I do not expect to have the need to put this back on the drill press. But while we've got the face still scrunched into the clay, I'm going to try threading the screw in, just to see how it goes. Well, it feels alright so far. Let's look all the way around, see if we see any stress marks on the post. Along the top of the post it looks like it's mushrooming out a bit. I see a little white mark, a little stripe down near the base of the post. But that could have been there already, and I just didn't notice it beforehand. So this is going in very well. I'm not going to try putting it any further. I'm going to take this screw back out, put it back on my magnet. We're going to pop this face out. I guess it's not going to pop out that easily. We are gently, slowly, and carefully going to remove this face. Maybe the whole thing of Sculpey. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Alright. The box still looks nice and clean. I guess a little bit of Sculpey came through and smudged this up. Try cleaning that out. Not bad. So, I'm going to pop this top back on. There we go. Lined everything up. And I'm putting the original Hasbro face in the box. Set that off to the side. Finish removing the sage face from the clay. There's just a little bit of clay on the top of the spire. I'm hoping that doesn't have any acids or anything that would mess up the paint or the plastic on this face, but then again I've handled this face so much with my hands that I've probably gotten all sorts of solvents on this thing already. Time will tell. Yeah, you can even, well, you might not be able to see it. I can see on the clay here that there's some blue paint in the clay. But the toy itself still looks okay. I'll set that off to the side. I'll take this translucent piece. I'll fit this in. I remember one of the other times that I removed this translucent piece that I caused some damage to an eye. Oh, you know what? It wasn't Optimus. It was Transformers Prime Arachnid. So, but do be careful. These eyes stick out. They do fit into some holes in the back of the sage face. I mean, you don't need them anymore for the sage face, but you never know. Someday they might have a reason to put the original Hasbro face back on. So I would not want to damage my eyes. Okay, I think that's on as far as it goes. And now I need to put the head back together on the body. And let's see. There's this is where, let's see, on the back of the head, there's a big groove in here where the ball joint fits. Is that as far as it goes in? Could be. Yeah. The ball joint doesn't seem to go very far into that groove. I guess friction with the back of the face holds it in place. Line everything up. And now come to the back of the head. And get my screw from the magnet. Move that down there. Now I didn't have a Phillips head small enough to fit the screw, so I had to use a flat head. But it seems to be working out just fine. Carefully and gently. I want it to be snug, but I don't want it to. I don't want to try tightening it up so much that I strip that new screw hole out. Head seems a little loose. Before I try tightening that screw, I'm going to try compressing the head. Okay, let's try tightening the screw just a little more. That's as tight as I want to go with it. Head seems tight enough. Awesome. Awesome indeed. So now I don't run the risk of the face falling off the back of the head again. And I'm just incredibly thrilled. But now this can go back up on the shelf until I get enough free time that I want to go through all my Transformers Prime toys to review them, and just to transform them for fun. I got all of my movie toys to review, tons of Masterpiece toys and third-party toys. Man, not enough time to do it all. Most of my videos are probably going to be all of these fixes that we have to do. The screw on that Dr. Wu Sage face, Ollie's back section so you can fold the wheels into his car. Also the hands, there was a mod on his hands to make his hands come out more easily. The work I did on his knees to tighten up that joint. And then this Generations RC where I couldn't fit the weapons all the way through her hands, so I trimmed that a bit too. Good stuff though, very happy with it. Oh yeah, I need to fix this NECA turtle. And I need to finish fixing this wind blade. But Transformers Prime First Edition Voyager class Optimus Prime with the Dr. Wu Sage DW-TP06 replacement face is now done. This box goes back in this box for storage. This box and this toy go back on the Transformers Prime shelf. Thank you all for watching. Class dismissed.